Hi there, everybody. Rachelle Jones, Grief Recovery. So, another kind of just thought to share with you. There are all kinds of people out there in all different spaces of their grief, and sometimes we don't even know that we're allowed to feel certain things. So, something I realized today is some examples I have from my own life about this battle between head and heart. Hi there, thanks for being here. So, for example, when I came to the grief recovery method, um, actually, let me back up. The battle between head and heart. The head is going to tell the heart some stuff about how it should be feeling or not feeling, or what it should be doing or not doing. But the heart says, yeah, right, I don't really care. I feel it anyway. Okay. So there's like a head brain and a heart brain, if you will. And the head is the wrong tool for the job as far as grief or emotional energy goes. Emotional energy, we feel it. We don't think it, we feel it. So here's the deal. My father, he died by suicide. Before that, I was part of the suicide awareness team when I was in the Air Force. I was part of the suicide awareness team. So years later, hi there, thanks for being here. My dad dies by suicide. And in my head, I was heartbroken. I was so sad. And also in my head were thoughts of, well, Rachelle, I mean, like, you really didn't even know him. We had been estranged. Rachelle, you didn't even know him. That it doesn't even make sense for you to feel that way. That's my head. And my heart's like, yeah, but I feel so terrible. I wish I could have said something different. I wish I had enough power to save him. My head would say, Rachelle, I mean, like, you're not God, dude. That's not even a healthy way to think. And my heart's like, yeah, but if I could have, I really would have done it. And that's where the emotion comes from. It comes from what my heart believes it could have done if it had enough power in a perfect world. Okay. In my idea of a perfect world. So there's that. Here recently, I had a situation. So the part of the reason I cut my hair, right? This person whom I love very much is ill, and I was doing some of my personal work, and I realized, oh my gosh, I wish I had enough power that I could change the situation, or that I could have prevented it, or that I just wish I had enough power so it wouldn't hurt so bad, right? That's my heart, because my heart is hurting to watch what this person is going through. And my head, if I allowed my head to speak, I don't anymore. But if I allowed my head to speak, it might say, but Rachelle, that's ridiculous. You're not God. I mean, things are going to happen. People are going to get sick. And sometimes people are going to die. Like, yes, those are factual truths, but they're emotionally void. They're empty because my heart says, yeah, but I still would do it if I could find a way. Right. So there's a complete divide. And a lot of times when we share how we're feeling about a situation, people respond with something factual. Well, that's silly, but you didn't know, but that wasn't your fault. But you're not God, but you're not all powerful, but all of the things. And so a lot of those things that people respond with, or that maybe you respond to yourself with, they might be factually true. They might be very logical. Yes, but emotion is not about logic. Emotion is about feeling. And your heart feels certain ways based on what you wish you could do. It's those types of messages that I'm talking about specifically. I wish I had the power to do it differently. Well, that's where grief is born. It's from my heart wishing I could have said or done something differently. And that's where, hi there, thanks for joining. That's where grief is born, is what you wish you could have said or done differently or better, or that you had more of, more power, more time, more chances, more opportunities, something more. So grief is the emotional energy born out of what you wish you could have said or done differently without logic getting involved, because logic knows that it hurts you, and logic is trying to get you to not hurt, but the pain persists because logic is not going to fix the emotional pain that you're experiencing, that's going to continue to replay in different ways. And so there's always this battle between what you know is factually true and what you're actually feeling anyway. And it's not in spite of the head, it's just what's true for you in your heart. So there's the head logic and the heart truth, the head truth and the heart truth. And they're not usually the same. You can't use the logic of the head, which doesn't possess emotion. You can't use that to fix this. We have to get in there in a specific way in your heart and use specific information tools and take very specific action that we know is effective for what's happening in the heart. So I think step one sometimes is becoming aware, first of all, that there's pain. And number two, realizing that the thoughts that you're trying to use to make your heart feel better, they don't work. The thoughts that people are telling you of why you shouldn't feel the way you do, they don't work either. In fact, they usually just leave you feeling really unsafe to take what you're feeling to that person, because when they tell you why you shouldn't feel that way with all the logic and kindness of their logic, it leaves your heart feeling kind of judged for feeling that the way that it does. Emotion, it just shows up. It just is there. So it doesn't show up because suddenly you just had this realization of, I feel like being hurt today. No, life just shows up and you have a normal, natural reaction inside your heart. So there's the heart truth. And then the head truth tries to tell you why you shouldn't feel it that way. When the head gets involved, it really causes problems. It causes problems between yourself, a conflict, which is called grief, conflicting emotions, because of what you wish you could have said or done differently, better, or more of. Grief also is the normal, natural emotion that bubbles up from what you wish the other person could have said or done differently or better, or that you had more of. So again, if you are out there trying to not feel what your heart tells you you're feeling, you're probably wearing yourself out. You're probably taking a whole lot of energy. I mean, how is your energy? How is your focus? How is your concentration? Are you worn out at the end of the day? Yes, there's a measure of being worn out from just pure physical exertion, but you know what I'm talking about. Are you worn out from from constantly being in a battle, that battle between heart and head? Because you're not going to win. The heart doesn't give up. It just waits until it can be heard. Sometimes you can be heard in the quiet moment when you're trying to be asleep. Sometimes your heart knows it can be heard in the quiet moment in the shower. Sometimes your heart knows it could be heard in the 32 seconds you might get in the restroom. Sometimes it's heard when that song comes on the radio and it's like, see, that's what I'm feeling. You see, you feel it now, don't you? That's what the heart does. It just lies in wait until the opportunity comes that it could be heard. But then you enter into the battle again by trying to use your head to tell your heart why it shouldn't be feeling that way. This isn't a good time. We've got other things to focus on. You know what? Other people have it so much worse. We go into this battle of judgment of ourselves, criticism of ourselves for feeling what we do, minimization of our feelings because maybe someone has it worse, or this isn't the worst thing you've ever been through. It doesn't matter. None of that stuff matters. That's all factual information. But emotionally is where your pain is. And so that's where you're going to have to develop skills to listen. And if you don't naturally have the ability to develop skills, most people don't worry about it. We got a class that's evidence-based that could teach you step by step how to find where the pain is and then show you step by step what to do with it. Oh yeah, and then we'll be with you while you do the steps and actions, because who wants to face scary, sad things by themselves? That's awful. You've already been by yourself a lot, haven't you? Because when the people use their head to try to fix your heart, it leaves you feeling pretty alone. Just a little something for you to think about. If you notice that there's something going on in your heart and what you've tried to tell yourself about how to fix it and all the things, why you shouldn't be feeling that way, and it didn't work, the pain persists, maybe silently, maybe quietly, but you notice I'm a little more angry than I need to be. I'm a little more jumpy than I need to be. I'm a little more sensitive than I need to be. I'm a little more what? Fill in the blank. I'm a little more tired. I'm a little more worn out. I'm a little more disheveled. I'm a little more unfocused. I'm a little more what? What is it for you? And why are you carrying that alone? I don't know why you're judging you, probably because you learned that. But guess what I learned? To not judge. Actually, it was kind of natural for me. I just learned extra tools to really protect that. I'm here for you. And I want you to know that. I love you. You're important. You're allowed to feel what you do. And when you realize that your head knowledge is not working for your heart knowledge, give me a call. All right. I love y'all. Talk to you next time. Bye, everybody.